and then Fat Joe, Tom Brady, of course. He had
I hear
a buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can ignore it. It doesn't.
I can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Are you filming already?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
Positive.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm not getting up. I've already adjusted these headphones. Sponsored by these little tiny lollipops.
So let's
Oh, right to it, huh?
We're going with brightness or darkness.
There we go, right there.
There you go.
So let's go right into the Teofimo fight because I feel that we're going to talk about a lot of not boxing. So we should start with boxing.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm going to give my uneducated boxing opinion first. I feel that if Teofimo can't get it together, he should go back to being retired. And when I say get it together, I mean, we talked about last episode or episode or two ago, making adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Ortiz did not do anything different the entire fight. He was the same guy. He was the guy he was in the first round, same guy, made all the way to the 12th round. And Teofimo never figured him out. Teofimo got very frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it towards, I think around 7 or 8 is when he started to get frustrated. Looking at the crowd, blah, blah. I think in the 11th or 12th, Ortiz made a miss and fall into the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And then what really sealed this opinion for me was he started crying when he heard the decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's not somebody who thought they won.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my opinion.
Teofimo is an emotional person, man. And I sense that he's just always going through shit. So that could be the reason he was crying. But I do agree that he didn't make any adjustments, and there were adjustments to make. But
cutting off the ring, simplest adjustment possible.
Should he stay retired? I don't think so. However, I do think that he put a lot of pressure on himself to be a showman. It was very obvious from the way that he came out, from everything he was talking about. Like, we're entertainment and we're entertainer. Yes, he's correct. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it's not necessary to put that pressure on you because you really, at the end of the day, you have somebody in front of you, and that's what you got to focus on, right? Like making the adjustments. And I think that's how not every fighter's, how can I say this in English? Va a prestar, they're not just gonna be standing right in front of you, so they can just be a fucking a heavy
punching bag. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
and remind me, his last fight was Josh Taylor,
which was an exceptional fucking.
And Josh Taylor stayed in front of him because he just tried to push through him. Because
that's his style too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that's my that's my 2 cents.
Now, you make a good point. Put the show in the ring. Don't do the showman stuff. I thought that was a very entertaining ring walk.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man. He's putting pressure on himself to be the showman in the ring. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I understand.
That's what I mean.
Now, speaking of ring walks, I want to say, hey, what was the gentleman's name he fought?
Jermaine
Ortiz. Mr. Ortiz, you're from Worcester, all right? You represent Boston, all right? You come out with a rapper wearing a Yankees cap?
Oh, damn, for real?
The fuck was that?
Oh, he Puerto Rican, that's why.
Yeah, I factored that in a little bit, but it still landed on Boston.
Hey, how do you say that?
Worcester.
Worcester? That's
not
how you
Worcester.
spell it.
It's like a lot of people like, it's Worcester, sister. It's not. It's Worcester.
Worcester.
Yeah. All right. So now.
Wait, you're waiting for me?
Yeah.
Expert opinion.
I'm not an expert. I'm just like everybody else. Man, bro, I don't know what to say. I mean, I thought Jermaine, he did great. He came out and survived. He didn't try to win. And we're all criticizing Teofimo because he couldn't figure him out. And I mean, yeah, you're right. Like Teofimo doesn't have to retire. He just has to get a different coach. That could be involved. But he always hears how great he is from his dad and from everybody else. So he needs a coach to push him because you just said it perfectly. You guys both said it. He didn't make any adjustments. He didn't know how to, figure out Ortiz. Yeah. Ortiz came in. When I heard Ortiz went to go train with the Cuban coach, I was like, oh, fuck. That's going to be a boring fight. And no
Cubans are boring fighters?
Yeah, Cuban fighters, they're not your best crowd pleasing fighters. They're technical, they're outside, they're moving. Kudos to them. They're good at what they do, but they don't sell tickets.
No,
their fights ain't exciting.
I was not bored with this fight. I understand that it was that people said it was boring.
But let me give Ortiz, before you tell me that, because I don't forget what I was going to say, but I give Ortiz credit because he did something that I liked. He never hugged. He gave Teofimo an opportunity to do something. Teofimo couldn't figure it out.
Every time he escaped, he was leaving 3 behind. That's what I really loved.
Teofimo,
so where most would have hugged, he would come through, he'd slip, pop, 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 and then then he was out.
Yeah.
I really, and that's why I wasn't bored. It was just watching him maneuver.
I wasn't bored. I just said that Cuban style fighting is boring. So I figured it's not crowd pleasing. The fight wasn't exciting, but it wasn't what it was meant to be. You know what? I think when Bob Arum went into it, he was expecting to see the same guy who fought Lomachenko, and I forgot who else he fought.
Bob Arum was pissed.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah, he was not.
But he needs to be fair. How come he's not pissed at Shakur? How come he's not pissed at other people when they do the same thing?
This fight was at least a bit more entertaining.
No, it was. But I'm saying he never came out with a statement like that.
He didn't?
I don't remember seeing one.
I don't remember seeing it.
You guys can tell me if he did in the comments, but I didn't remember seeing it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Now, what about the unanimous decision?
The score was fair for the last 2 judges, but the first one
it was like 117, 111. I was like, ooh.
DraftKings.
Yeah, I know you always say that. And you might be right. But I could have seen it 115, 113 either way. I could have seen it 114, 114. You can't. When the fight's like that, nobody really wins. So it's up to the judges.
I was thinking one of the judges would go Ortiz's way, and then he get 2-1 or a draw. A draw would have been the most non-DraftKings decision possible.
No, I guess.
Yeah, I really think that would have. But now where's Ortiz's future now?
I was about to say, in the landscape of the division, I think it's best that Teofimo won that. You know what I'm saying? Because we already have Devin Haney's already, for me, the technical guy. At 140, he's good, man. He's good. His skills are good, man. That motherfucker's athletic. He has conditioning.
Bigger. He
actually
a lot
did look bigger. He for sure looked bigger. But like Coach said, like what he ain't gonna sell no. Is he gonna sell after this?
No,
it's hard to say. Now he's got to put on a motherfucking
show.
A show.
I would imagine his show is the punneling. That's what if he had that, if he had a way to just stay on an attack, that's what would have been brilliant.
Had he been a little bit more offensively minded, like I think he would have pulled it off, honestly.
Now, before we should have led with this up top. Shout out to Austin Brooks,
my boy, dog. Dude. Coach Bashir too, man.
Coach Bashir,
yeah. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, I was so happy when Maggie sent me the link. I already kind of seen he won. I didn't know how he won too. She sent me the link, and then I seen the fight. I was like, wow, he showed grit. That's the kind of fight that you see what a fighter's made of, because he got challenged. He went against an undefeated guy. He's undefeated, and he did his thing, man. I'm so proud of him. Happy for Coach Bashir. Just so proud of Austin, man.
Which belt is that he does now?
Don't be mad at me. I don't know. It's one. I think it's
WBO, like continental or regional. Or
it's a belt. You get ranked.
No, it's a belt.
It's a recognition. It's a belt. So it moves up in the ranking slowly and just making a statement, making showing who he really is.
Yeah, that's he follows me on the gram.
He finally he doesn't follow me. He follows me.
He went against another Cuban, undefeated fighter as well.
That Cuban came to fight.
Yeah,
that Cuban was exciting.
He did, and Austin went through a little bit of adversity there in the first few rounds, and I think what left me most impressed was that he was able to make the adjustments, and he started breaking him down, and it was all she wrote. I think in the 7th.
Yeah, that's what Austin has, like, he's always been like in the gym. He's like fucking gritty and tough. He doesn't want to even lose a sparring match. He doesn't want to lose a round. And that showed in this fight, because I don't know what's going on in the corner. I don't know what him and Bashir were talking in the corner, but I saw when I turned on the fight and I fast forwarded to, like, I don't know what round is, 4th or 5th. I saw my boy Austin, no disrespect, he got hit with the clean shot and he did the little stanky leg. Like, I know what that feels like. But when he hurt the other guy didn't have the mental strength. He didn't want to get up. He could have got up, but he didn't want to get up. He was broken. And that's what Austin showed, that he's mentally strong and ready for the next level.
Since we've been using my take on Austin, every fight I've seen him in, is he puts on a clinic of how to do boxing right. That's it. So in this fight, I've never seen him be challenged. I haven't seen a match where he got challenged. But to him finally get challenged and to see him figure it out, that to me, that was like, yeah, that's par for the course for Austin.
Right.
He's a boxer. What you do is figure something out.
What did Coach Bashir say yesterday? He said he told Austin, "Trust me." Or I love that because sometimes yesterday I talked to Coach Bashir. I was asking him about the fight. You know, he was at the gym.
Okay.
And he was telling me he told Austin something like, "Trust me. You're gonna have to trust me on this." And Austin, all those things line up. It's Austin's gritty, Austin's perseverance, his strength, Coach Bashir's words, the work that they do at the gym. It all pays off at that moment, And he did what he had to do, bro. He looked. I like how he looked. He put a release statement that he wasn't too happy with his performance.
That's what
and that's but sometimes that speaks louder than fucking winning, knocking people out easy all the time.
Right. He's gonna grow a lot. I believe from that.
Like Javin, he lost, but he learned a lot when he had that hard ass fight in Vegas, the last one. He learned a lot from that one. He won, but it was a tough fight.
Yeah, those tough fights. I mean, that's what make winners.
Yep.
Do you think that this should have been, like, going back to Teofimo? This is a new question. Should this have been as difficult as it was for Teo?
Let me connect it. Teofimo is, I'm not saying he's not mentally strong. He's fucking mentally strong to be where he's at. But he doesn't know how to make adjustments. And that's what fucking Austin did. Austin made adjustments. He found he was stubborn in the fight, when trying to win the way he knew how. And it didn't work for him. And he made adjustments and he listened. That's what Teofimo didn't have. He didn't know how to listen. He didn't know how to make adjustments. He went out there. The way he fought in the first round is the way he fought in the 12th round.
Yeah, he never changed. Another thing, he didn't expect to fight a lefty.
Who's that? Ortiz?
Teofimo did not expect to fight a lefty.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you have that many fights,
right? Yeah,
I mean, when you have that many fights, you got to be ready for the unexpected.
So that should not matter.
No, hell no, dude. He won both of his championships against arguably the best lefties there are in
his
the
last
fucking
fight was
game.
against the lefty,
and so was Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm just bringing that up, making points, trying to speak to Teofimo, because I had a fighter from Boston and fighting lefty. And I was like, I'm still gonna root for the other corner. I wanted Teo.
I still got mad love for Teofimo and what he does and what he's attempting to do, and I think eventually he's gonna figure it out.
With me, I'm not saying he has to win me back, but I'm giving him some side eye. But yeah, I'm giving him some side eye now, because he's just that. To me, that wasn't the Teofimo I fell in love with.
That's the thing. I think that's people's biggest critique is that he's not consistent. He's kind of like a up and down, roller coaster, But I think. I
mean, his dad too, bro. I don't like his dad, man. For him, his dad's over there whispering shit after the fight was over. I was like, what the fuck is the dad? Is the dad's interview or Lopez Teofimo's? That's the daddy being a daddy, man. Like.
Is he the?
I was talking to Giovanni Santillan's father yesterday, and he sits out, bro. He just stays out of it. It's not about him. He understands his role. He understands it's his son's time to shine. He said he sits back and lets his son do all the talking. He just takes a nice role as a coach.
So where's Teo go here from now?
Well, he's still a winner. So
I mean, who does he fight next? Because Shakur called him food.
Yeah, but.
I mean, and Shakur has some. In my book, both of these fighters have something to prove.
So Shakur's moving up to 140. Is that what we're talking about? Because Teofimo's not going back to 135.
That's all. I saw a headline. I didn't have time to read it.
All these fools are just talk, man.
I think the next fight is going to determine who fights who with Haney and Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that fight is a lot harder than people think. Just me personally. No.
Same.
People think that Haney's going to win easy. I think it's going to be a tough fight.
I think it will be
because this motherfucker's fast.
Garcia was just at our gym training, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I missed
a while
that.
ago. No, it was a while ago, like a couple months ago. No, a year ago. Fuck, I forgot. But it was a while ago, yeah. But I stay in contact with him. We sent two guys to hop up spar. We sent Jose and we sent Kyle. Went up there with him and sparred with him.
Oh, yeah. That was
in Texas, yeah.
Okay. That was about a month ago. I don't know what I was thinking then. All right. Either way, it doesn't matter.
It's because we have superstars all the time.
That's what we do. The arena gym. If you go sign up, tell them Adam sent you.
I still haven't had nobody ask me for fucking 3 rounds of mitts. So
people are ridiculously slow and stupid. Now, the Super Bowl.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
Okay, now if you guys are gonna have a podcast, You guys gotta participate. You gotta participate.
Okay, I watched it.
No. It's too late. You already told them.
Nope. Every time I fucking open up Instagram, all I see is on ESPN, on SportsCenter. I'm about to start following the motherfucker.
I didn't want to watch Taylor Swift. Though.
All it is was Taylor Swift, bro.
I think I noticed her twice. I watched the broadcast. I am not. I am a Lion King.
But I did see that. What's his name? Kelsey was screaming at.
Oh my God. Travis Kelce. And I missed this. I saw this after the game. Got into Andy Reid's face and was just yelling about something.
But why?
Andy Reid's a boxer?
Andy Reid's
the coach.
The coach. Reid's. I thought you said Ruiz. I was like, what the fuck was he doing there?
I had the reverse of that yesterday. Somebody was talking about Andy Reid to me. And I was like, the football coach? So that's funny. No, okay. So Andy Reid's the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. And Travis Kelce is their tight end, their star tight end, Taylor Swift's soon-to-be husband, probably, blah, 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 blah. And he's just yelling at him. Like, imagine you standing over there, you see me yelling at Coach Joe. It's the equivalent.
Yeah.
Okay?
And Andy Reid's a G, dog. He's like, he's one of the best coaches.
Yeah.
What could he have been saying to him? Maybe he was hyped up or some shit?
Andy Reid said, he's just a passionate player. I love my players being passionate, blah, 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 blah. So then, what was his name? So they put that picture out there. ESPN tweets out the picture of him yelling. And the Eagles, A.J. Brown, tweets out, I'd be out of the league if that was me.
That was a black player?
Yeah. And then, boom, that's when it started.
Yeah.
White people were like, what? No, of course not. And black people were like, really, bro?
As soon as a black player yells at a coach, he's selfish. He's,
out of control.
Out of pocket.
Yeah. And that's fucked up, bro. Like, why can't they be passionate?
That's always, but it's always been the way from back in the day. Like, Sports Illustrated got into trouble in the late 80s, early 90s because somebody noticed every time a black athlete was on the cover, he was,
yeah.
And then when a white athlete was on the cover, it was GQ time.
Yeah.
It's always been that double standard perception. And when I saw the argument, I was like, okay, white men they have a blind spot for the double standard because it never affects them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, so, and if you want to say, oh no, we're in different times now. Just a few years ago, Richard Sherman was screaming while talking to a female reporter and everybody called for his head, after he was on the Seahawks and Crabtree.
That motherfucker's an intellect, dog. He's a very bright man. Yeah.
But you wouldn't think so. He was a thug.
To them,
just
that's
because
what
he's talking to a white female
Yeah.
reporter. And he was like, he was just yelling. He wasn't yelling at her. It was a thug. So that, I was just like, you just don't get it. The church I used to go to, the one that took pictures at church. I showed up one time. This is just an example of that. I showed up one time because I would take pictures in the morning.
Donations.
And I went into the photography room to set up. After a minute, it's a real small room, like the size of a closet. A usher comes through and just pretend,
oh man,
thinks like he's looking through for something. Looks at me, and goes, "Hi, okay," and then walks back out. Then armed security walks in, looks at me, and goes, "Hey, you're on the photography team, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." Then he goes out. He goes, "Yeah, he's on." You just hear him through the wall. "Yeah, he's on the photography team. He comes here a lot." And I look out. It's just some white lady that called security on me. So I told another guy, like, I was like, "Hey, me being black, blah blah." He goes, "No, it wasn't that you were black." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, you'll never see that side of the coin."
Of course not.
I like the setup though, dog. You said Usher. You talking about Usher hugging?
Usher.
That's on the next subject, dog. Usher hugging Alicia Keys.
Who? I commend him for not getting her pregnant. She looked so good.
She looked like
was she happy or what?
She looked like she was.
Oh, she wasn't fighting it.
She like what?
She looked like she was pregnant, like first 2 months or something. I said it. Fuck it. I said it.
She was all shiny and bright.
Yeah, and that's like her.
Shine bright like a light.
Thickness, my boy.
Yeah.
The thickness. Well, she was out there in full, and it looked like a performance. It didn't look like anything that got.
Did y'all ever see the music video?
No.
It's talking about "She's My Boo."
Like, that's
the
song.
Fucking song.
I never even knew they had a song together.
Me neither.
For real?
Yeah.
You went on with, and I'm not even gonna start singing it. You never heard that song?
I think I stopped listening to Usher just after the
It's
song.
right around there, dude.
Okay, well,
You've heard it.
When you told me who her boyfriend was, I got the wrong guy. I thought it was Damon Dash.
Oh no.
Yeah. I thought
Aaliyah
Damon Dash would fuck her up and Usher, dog.
Yeah, he's
on the stage. You roll up.
Yeah, well, you said, Swiss Beats, he was very instrumental in Jay-Z's Blueprint 3 album.
That's what. But Damon Dash was also part of
Rockefeller. But way before
old
then.
school shit. Yeah,
old school shit.
People always gotta fucking misconstrue some shit, man.
It got quick.
Always something.
Quick. People were just hating on that. They were just
always.
It's because
a fucking performance.
Most men wish women looked at them like that.
Dude.
For real.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. When Usher took off his shirt, I was like,
"Oh, he took off his shirt."
Oh, Usher got real on this one.
It was a good.
It was a very good performance.
It was a good performance, bro. He like somebody's comment said he stuck a fucking world tour in 13 minutes, and that's what it seemed like. Full cost ensemble changes. He had Ludacris up there, fucking Alicia Keys. Like it was
okay. So when Ludacris time was approaching, I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen if Ludacris gonna be out there.
Little John was there.
I was like, if Cat Williams got it, popped out full head of hair.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, look at that. Jermaine Dupri looking like Boss Baby.
Oh, that shit would look weird.
That was because I swear when he first popped up and started yelling, I was like, oh, CeeLo Green lost a lot of weight.
CeeLo Green.
Just look at the dude was like he had this little bitty like
the socks.
Everything just looked backwards. But now towards the end of the game, overtime. Victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. That was a game. That was an exciting game. It was back and forth. Yeah, like you're watching it, you're hoping for San Francisco to get a little bit further ahead. You know that they won't. That Kansas City Chiefs nipping right at them. Tied it up in the fourth. They went into overtime. Kansas City took it out in overtime. I thought to myself, why can't there be a boxing match like this? Exciting like this.
There is.
I think there will be.
The last one,
mm-hmm.
I was like, imagine if that was in the ring like that, but that's how it's supposed to be. Boxing is supposed to be, I'm coming out of this ring with nothing because I'm going to leave it all in the ring. And I just think, I'm trying to, I can't say lately because there was the Crawford fight. I think the Crawford fight is just an anomaly of itself, how lopsided that was.
Mm-hmm.
What was another fight that was really exciting?
Benavidez against Caleb Plant was pretty good.
I did not see that one.
In the middle of the fight, it should just turn like right at the middle of the fight. It's just like whoop, tables turn.
Who did Canelo fight?
Which one?
The last one.
Charlo.
That was a good fight.
Was it?
If I remember, I'm trying not to just remember the bad shit. I was like in a relationship. Like you only remember the bad stuff I do.
You had honestly, even though Ryan lost that fight, it was still, Tank. They were both active.
That was a good fight.
Tank's fights are all exciting, huh?
Yeah.
Tank. What's up with him?
He's, I don't know. I hear that he's slotted to fucking fight over there in Saudi.
Saudi?
Mm-hmm.
Saudi's going to take all our sports. So I want you guys to just wave goodbye to all our sports because they're literally just, they're calling tennis players, hey, come have a match out here.
Yeah, they pay.
And money you can't ignore.
Exactly.
Like at first I was hating on them because they're Saudi Arabia and like
they got the money, man.
But then I was like,
and they're interested in elevating the sport as the sport, not fucking you. They're not interested in putting no YouTube. Yeah. They're not in the YouTube shit. They don't want to fuck with that. They already have a market for that. Like, they could do that shit. But from what I understand, they don't want to even dip their hands in that shit.
They want to match good fights, huh?
Exactly. And we have B-Bowl and Better Be If it's actually happening in June.
And the only problem with that I have now with Saudi having our sports is that we got to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch them.
That's fine, dude. You don't fucking watch half the fights anyway.
I watched the whole fight. I don't. Okay,
you watched the whole card. I watched the whole card.
No, I was at work.
Good. The whole card was good, except for the fucking
Keyshawn Davis.
He put on a clinic too.
Oh, his fight was good.
And
did a knockout, right?
Yep. Not TKO, but
yeah.
Abdullah Mason. That was a beautiful knockout too.
Mm-hmm.
The 19-year-old Southpaw, 135-pounder. He's good.
Is there a lot of young kids in there?
Yeah.
That smells like fizzy. Can you smell it?
I hear fizzy. I don't smell shit. That's all I can think about right now.
I know it's hard for me too. I gotta
focus.
Replace the cable, but we're doing what we're doing. Kitchen talk.
But you know what?
There's a lot of young guys.
Yeah, there is a lot of young guys. There's a lot of young guys coming up right now, actually.
Do you think that they're going to get... Do you see any of them getting weeded out?
Oh yeah.
Possibly down the line.
Well, now we'll see what happens with Amazon Prime.
Right, that too.
I mean, some of them are on Top Rank and ESPN, but now it feels like I think Amazon's going to want to sort out all these fighters. They don't want all these fucking champions, all these guys. Okay. They want an entity. They want somebody to cheer for, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I am really looking forward to, I think in February, one of my favorite fighters right now, 126 pounder. His name is Shushu, Bruce Carrington. He's from Brownsville, New York. He's exciting. I like him. He's a good fighter.
Brownsville.
He's top rank.
Why does that sound familiar?
Because that's where Tyson's from. Yeah.
And okay, now what are the factors that weed out boxers? They're young.
Man,
money is one. They finally win a little bit of money.
Over eagerness, overconfident, impatient,
jumping onto the big stage before it's time.
Mm-hmm. That too, and just not knowing how to handle the pressure.
Performance too.
Performance
when they fight and they're not doing what they have to.
Mm-hmm. Don't know how to make adjustments.
Now, jumping on the big stage before it's time. Boxing is like one of the rare sports where you can't get to the Super Bowl before it's time. You work your way up to the Super Bowl, World Series, World Championships, all the major sports. But in boxing, someone can say, "Hey, let me give you a title match."
It's like baseball, bro. When you go to the minor leagues and they bring you up too fast.
Got it. Okay, now I understand. Yes.
Yeah, I got to talk to him baseball all the
time. I get it. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, that changed.
We just don't have a league, so you got to build. You got to be a GM, a coach, everything in one,
all in one. And that was one thing that you talked about. You were talking about was like being a coach and an athlete.
Yeah, you know what? Just a very short backstory. I was watching the UFC's having an event this weekend.
Perfect setups. Yeah, go ahead.
Kitchen talk.
The alley-oop. And it was a former champion by the name of Henry Cejudo. He actually used to do the podcast with Mike Tyson, but that's beside the fact. He's
a sellout.
I don't really like him too much, man. He was a world champion. He got there with, his team and whatnot. And then he took a break. Okay. He retired from the sport and he became a coach himself. Right. And now he's back and he wants to get back at the highest level, which after, I don't know, a couple years, 2-3 years off, dude, to go from that fucking,
it was up there.
That high level, it's difficult because, especially in MMA, it's continuing to evolve and evolve and evolve. These guys are younger coming up, and now they're literally just evolving the fucking sport. And I noticed the part in the countdown, which is the same as like a 24/7, right? They're hyping up the fight, and he is structuring his camp. It's like he's dictating this, and that. So it's like, are you the coach or are you the athlete? So now he's like the athlete with still the mindset of a coach. And so in my mind, I'm like, how much success is he going to have? Like, is that going to work? Because I feel like you, as the athlete, you kind of need to be disciplined and structured and have a coach take the lead, right? And fucking, and get to the fight as a team. You know what I'm saying? How much are you going to listen to your coach if you, in your mind, obviously, yes, then we get into the subject of you should be making adjustments on the fly, but how much are you really going to listen and how much can you trust a fighter not to just do whatever the fuck he wants to do in the fight, Because his first fight back, he didn't do too well. He didn't dominate as he thought he was. He started doubting himself like, holy shit. It's like you put all that pressure on yourself, you know what I mean? And now you structured the camp. So who are you going to put the blame on,
But this is way different from the text that I saw. I think when I read it, I said, "Can you coach and fight?"
That too.
I think that's a major question, but
because he still coaches.
Quickly, too. That's what I mean.
Before we go to that, just tell her it's like you're right. Like as a fighter, you need to value your opinion very, very little. You can't be in a position where it's like, I think I should do this and then go do that. No. You got, hey, coach, I think I should do it, blah, blah. And then you listen to what the coach says, and then you go about on your way. So I feel you're right there. Now, can a coach?
That's the same.
At the same time?
Can a coach?
Well,
it's on the subject.
This is not your average coach.
Yeah.
This is a coach that was an Olympic gold medalist. Mm-hmm. This is a coach who was a champion of the UFC. Mm-hmm. This is different. This is not a guy who's trying to get to that point. So I think if anybody can, it's him. He's been through a lot of obstacles in his career.
And that's why I want to bring it up because of the caliber of athlete he is. He is a 2-time world champion in the UFC and an Olympic gold medalist. You know, that's he's literally the only one. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Daniel Cormier, did he win a gold medal?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he won a gold medal.
People could comment on it, but I doubt it.
I see the difficulty personally of coaching and when you're the athlete, you're concerned with numero uno.
Yeah.
That's it. But then now you're starting to spread yourself out when you're also the coach. And I think that's the second. I don't see any upsides.
There's coaches, though. Like in the amateur program, you have coaches. You have the Olympic team, national team always picks like a fighter to be like the captain. Mm-hmm. And that captain is like kind of like a coach, bro. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't want the responsibility, but he becomes like the coach.
The leadership.
Leadership. He's out there coaching the guys and keep your hands up. And he talks to the guys in the locker room. He talks to them when they're by themselves. And that's basically coaching. Now, when you take the role on, like it is, I think it's dependent on the athlete. Mm-hmm. You know, some of us can handle stuff. Some of us can't juggle all that, you know?
Yep.
So it depends on the person. You know, it's for the most, it's probably be very difficult.
And that's exactly why I wanted to bring it up, man. But
it's an interesting.
Yeah, because I thought about it. I was like, I want to get your guys' take on what you think on that situation. Obviously, like Coach said, at the end of the day, I think it boils down to the individual.
What do you think? You didn't even say it.
I think that if you're going to coach and you have any competitive aspirations, you should let it be known first. Hey, I'm coaching you, but I really don't care about you guys as much as I do myself.
Why you got to say that for, though?
Because that's, to me, that's...
But that's...
It's well, you don't have to put it like that. Okay, that's a bit abrasive.
I think they know that.
Okay.
I think they know that when they take... Because if the guy's a great coach, they're not gonna care. The other one is an hour or two of his time. They don't want all day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know? And is he gonna give them... The reason I started working out again as a coach was because I felt when I trained the guys from 9 to 12, they got all my energy. The rest of the guys from 4 to 7, they weren't getting the same guy. Mm-hmm. I was tired already.
Oh, okay.
So the reason I started running again wasn't for my health. It wasn't for it was to be able to give all these guys the same Joe. Mm-hmm. So if you're fighting or training, you should be in shape to be able to train whatever guys. It's also depending how many guys you want to train as a coach. What if you got 2 guys that push you harder? Or 3 guys that are fucking they're just as strong as you. They're running harder than you, and they're just motivating you to go harder.
I can see that.
Because not even not most of the time, the best athlete ain't the best fighter.
No, you said that. So,
but you need a great athlete to make you a great fighter.
That's a good point. And one thing I was thinking about, like, well, it is going to be a bit off is skill versus talent. I just came across somebody and they just just watching them just reminded me, if that talent doesn't become a skill, it's useless. You know, but we'll get that on another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that we'll get. I want that. We'll flush that out.
Broken down.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, maybe next week. Yeah. But right now, me personally, I just like, because I work with Abdi and I work with Jackson, and I guess there are just pitfalls that I fell for in all of. Not, I don't mean fell for as I got tricked, but it's like you do less to watch more. Yeah. You know, and then that I definitely fell victim to, is I did less to watch more, and I didn't pick up on, like you said, you did your work, then you did your work, then you did your work. You worked on them, you worked on you worked on them, and that's my limited time, I worked on them.
Yeah,
and then I didn't do me. So I guess I'm just blaming. You know, I'm the fat mom who blames her kids that she can't fit in her prom dress anymore.
I think it is important to work on yourself. First thing I do is work on myself, and then I go to the gym. I always first get my shit out of the way, and then I go work with the guys.
Good. Work on yourself.
Yeah.
I wonder if math tutors have the same problem. I'm always tutoring. I'm wondering, because I'm going to have to see a tutor regarding my trade class.
I was like, you must have a fucking math class at your trip. What the fuck?
That's all. That's what I was doing when you guys showed up. I was
when I walked
working
in, he was like, trigonometry, was it?
Yeah.
I did that shit in the Navy. It's actually easier than I thought.
It is surprisingly.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
That's calculus.
No, it's not.
Wait,
It's
geometry?
trigonometry. Trig.
Why you in front of the
Pythagorean.
camera?
That's kitchen talk.
In front of the
Pythagorean theorem.
That's kitchen talk.
Yes, it is. It is the Pythagorean theorem.
Really quick before we go, Magz and myself are heading to LA. Commerce. What's LA, dog? Put me on blast. Kitchen talk,
Oh,
dog.
well, fucking I mean, I was just saying, we're going to the Commerce.
Commerce Casino.
Is that not LA?
See, that's how it feels.
I literally just said that's where we're going.
Ricky Perez fights Jojo Diaz on DAZN. It's a big fight for us. We're excited. We got to show what Ricky put in his hard work for, what is that, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Very hard.
So hopefully we see here next week.
Or is it
It's
subscription?
DAZN. It's on
DAZN.
this regular on DAZN. The subscription.
Okay, good. I'll subscribe.
Thursday
Thursday.
Thursday night.
Tune
What's with
in.
fights doing on Thursdays?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I
so
don't
it's
fucking
just
know.
Something. Okay.
Thursday night fights. I think this is Golden Boys
Old school
first.
shit. Yeah, old school. It used to be Thursday night fights back in the days.
It's dope.
And
A lot of people tune in.
Yeah.
also, last episode I misspoke. The Women's Boxing Network is actually the 17th. This coming Saturday.
Oh, they checked you or what?
No, they didn't.
They checked you. They checked them. They checked them.
Check your ass.
It's this coming Saturday. So
Where's it at?
If it's that I cannot remember.
Damn.
But
I saw it on their Instagram. It's I can't remember.
Undisputed? Is it undisputed?
I think it is undisputed.
It's undisputed on University. Either way, it might not be undisputed on University, but either way,
That's a tall ring.
if you're a lady boxer, and I want to make an identity joke, but if you identify as a lady boxer,
Go check it out.
No balls in the room.
you get on the Instagram and follow Women's Boxing Network, spelled like it sounds, and they will pair you up with somebody. It's always a great time. I'm going to do my best to be there. But you're gonna have fun.
I think it's cool. It's cool. It's a good thing that they're doing because women don't, they don't get the opportunity to spar with. It's different. They think
Equals.
like, because you're working with guys and they're very skillful. It's like, no, but they can't. The guys can't really unleash. They can't feel like what it feels like to get fucking unloaded upon. You know what I'm saying?
So would a female
That makes a
boxer
big
feel?
difference. It does.
Does she feel safer boxing a guy?
It gives her a false sense of
security.
Yes,
Yeah.
because guys ain't gonna turn it on. Like she said, nobody's unleashing on them, so they don't know what they can really defend.
Yeah. Okay.
And when they get in a real fight, they feel like they're drowning because they didn't get the proper sparring or proper training.
Got it. That does make sense. Okay, but check them out. Also, keep your eye out for one of us promoting the link for DAZN, and just
Ricky.
support Ricky, man, because Ricky is just one of the man. I can't wait to see this kid win.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be a great fight. I love this corner. He's got everything he needs to win, so he's gonna do it. Just and freaking wakes up, runs. Parents of how many? 7, 8 kids.
3 little girls under 5 years old.
3 little girls.
They're a
under
handful.
5. This guy.
Landscaping job, working in the sun all day.
This is what he does. This is how you do it.
He's that blue collar.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
All right. You guys are awesome. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, do all the magic stuff. And we'll catch you next week.
Peace.
This has been a Point and Yell production. Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.